What's up, Facebook? I am getting ready to turn on Instagram. So let's see. And then we're going to talk about budgeting tonight. Y'all ready? Let's see. How do I do it? What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Kaywanda Lamb, the winning single mom. And I'm here for another edition of Mom Chat. Now, it was requested in my Facebook group. If you're not in it and you're a winning single mom, you need to join it. But it was requested that I talk about budgeting again. I'm like, where were you when we did this a couple weeks ago? But I'm like, you know what? Yes, a topic we really need to discuss. So I'm going to hit some important pointers on budgeting. And if I get an opportunity, I'll even show you my spreadsheet that I created. That's super awesome. That comes in the Single Mom Success Bundle. I'm hoping I can flip this thing around and show y'all at some point. But let's get Instagram on. What up, Insta? What's up, y'all? Okay, so we have been going a little long last couple weeks because I can talk and I like to teach, right? But tonight, I'm hoping we can, kind of do what we need to do and everybody get their questions answered. And we, get a little early night because I know we have work. Lots of folks have things to do. Let me scoot this up a little bit. I think Instagram can see everything. So what's up, y'all? What's up? Pop on in. Tell me where you're from. Say what's up. Tell me what you're drinking. I got a little Simply Raspberry going on. I'm excited to talk to you about how I overcame lots of bills and was able to pay off 10 credit cards, making a whole lot less. In fact, I think I was making less than the 26,000, and my income went up around toward the end in there, a little bit, couple thousand. But it was the desire to get those credit cards paid off. It was what having that debt was doing to me, right? And what it wasn't allowing me to do. So let's talk about that. Let's get into why, budgeting doesn't work, why we are on it sometimes and then we, fall off. Let's talk about why you haven't been able to be successful, okay? So last year I taught a 4-week masterclass called Mama Money Mindset, okay? Why would I put money and mindset together? Because what we think, how we think, is so important, and it's affecting what we purchase, when we purchase, and how we purchase, okay? So if you don't know me and you happen to cross my feed, I'm Kaywanda, the winning single mom. I've been a single mom for 19 years, right? Some would say 17 when we officially broke up when the oldest was 2 and I was pregnant with the youngest, but 19 years, okay? I've been doing a whole bunch by myself for a really long time. And so in the early years, things were good when I was single. I had a little debt, but that's okay because, I'm balancing it. I got dreams to pay it off and to elevate. And here I am with 2 children. That wasn't the plan. And now instead of having just 2 children, I got 2 children bills. I'm living in a 1-bedroom apartment that was $200 a month. And that did help, I will tell you. And this was in Louisiana. And people are like, where can you live for that these days? Nowhere. Probably not even a room in somebody's house for that much. But the point is, way back then when I wasn't making a lot of money, I did have the fact that there was a lower cost of living on my side, but I still had a lot of credit card bills with some high balances because, let me tell you, some high balances. And there was a season when I had to take off work. I wasn't getting my full pay. And so you know what I did? My grandmother told me, she said, call your creditors and let them know what's going on. And that's what I did. And those people worked with me. So I kept my word. When I got back on my feet, I started making payment arrangements to pay them back and to pay stuff down. And there was also a season where I had these babies, lots of years, right, when they were little. And the milk bill was so, ginormous. I remember the oldest, I was paying $400 a month, and I would tell his dad, I was like, they won't give me WIC. Like, I think I got WIC and I enjoyed it. Thank you very much, government. I enjoyed it for the little bit of time that I did have it. And then they were like, you making $24 more a month. And I was like, are you kidding me? I'm $24 over the limit. So now I got to find $400 to buy milk. But let me tell you why, when your baby needs something and you're in dire straits, you're going to figure it out. If you're a good mom, if you're a good daddy, you're going to hustle, you're going to make it happen. And so I had to really reimagine what was really happening in my budget. So I was still eating out. I was still able to do some of the things I like. I was still able to shop and buy, at will without thinking about where my money is going. But now that I know it costs $400 a month at minimum to feed this kid, because this, milk was like $5 a can. I don't even want to know what it is now. Okay. And so, yeah, people are like, you should have been breastfeeding. We did the best we could. We tried it in the beginning, okay? And so what's funny, that was supposed to be a joke, I'm the president. And so, and anybody who knows that joke knows what I was just talking about. Everybody else is like, and that's okay. So back to the story. So what I had to realize was there is money here. It's not as much money as I would like, but I'm making money. And I've got to now make choices about where I'm spending that money. This is why budgeting isn't working, because we'll do good for a while and then we forget our reason. So that's why I taught this class for 4 weeks, and I started them out, dealing with their issues, dealing with what our problems are, dealing with what our blocks are, dealing with the shifts we need to make. What do we think we don't deserve? I mean, I really went deep and taught these ladies. It was so good. And it's now a course. I turned that 4-week masterclass into a course, and I'll tell you about that a little bit later. But because I'm doing a special tomorrow on Monday, one day only, on those courses of mine. But I'm telling you, so we get to the end and the ladies are just like, this has been so good. And I'm like, that's not all. I'm about to show you how you never have to go over your budget again. And so I have this zero-based budget that I, share with them because they paid a lot of money to be in their masterclass. And I also have it as a part of my Single Mom Success Bundle. And if I can today, I'll flip this thing around and show y'all. But it really helps you say, all of what I'm bringing in, this is what I bring in, this is what I have to pay, this is what I expect to pay in my, tithes, and this is what I give to charity, and this is what my typical utility bills are. There's a space for everything, and then you can edit it and make it whatever your particular bills are. And there's a place to put how much money you bring in. And for those of you who have side hustles and businesses and additional sources of income, when that money comes in, you're able to plug that in and then give all of your money at home. So when I was coming up, we see these budget books, and I love stuff like that. I'm a planner addict. I'm a little notebook addict. I love to write my stuff out, my ideas. And then I also love the digital. And so we would have these little things, and they still make them now. And like I said, I like them too. And we would just be like, well, I filled it all out, but I forgot about it. So it's somewhere in my house, and we're out shopping, and we're like, here's my money. Here's my debit card. Here's my credit card. And you no longer remember this whole plan you had. You don't have it on you. And so this budget of mine takes all of that out, because now you're like, well, you know what? I gave myself $200 for fun and entertainment, and you just keep up with it. Well, I spent 25 over here, 40 over here. Okay, so, that's 65. I got 135 left for what I'm giving myself as a fun budget. And you're not stressed out because you've given everything a home. And this isn't my idea. I actually got this when I was paying off those 10 credit cards, and I learned a lot from Dave Ramsey. And I used his debt snowball method, which, isn't actually his either. I've found out through research that a lot of people use this. You have the avalanche or you have the debt snowball. I like the debt snowball. Depends on your interest rate, how much debt you have. So I'm sorry, I see y'all saying, what's up? I'm talking, hey, David. I'm talking to single mothers, because that's my audience, about budgeting. So today I'm not necessarily talking business, although I do talk business and I help single moms start businesses. But it's so important before we can do all of that, that we get our personal budgets under control. So let me just try to give you some tips, ladies. If I were you, I would find a time, in the month, maybe the previous month before it starts, and maybe you do it the 1st and the 15th, the 31st and the 15th, whatever. Okay, whatever works for you. On Fridays, I send out a little note that says, hey, it's Finance Friday. Y'all need to check those budgets. I do that because, sometimes we're going through it. Sometimes we had a bad day at work and we're like, I need a drink. I need to get with my girls. I need to go to happy hour. I need to, go to a movie. I need to go to spa. I need to get my nails done. All these things that we do because now we're frazzled and we didn't plan on it and it's not a part of our budget. And now we're overspending. Is that making sense to y'all? Okay. So this is why I talk so much about mindset, because we have to be in the right mindset in order to save, in order to budget, in order to have the tenacity it's going to take you when they're like, well, girl, we're going to Bali this summer. And you're like, I'm almost done with my debt pay down goals. And next year I can take all the trips I want. But right now I need to stay on track. You have to know your why. And if you don't know your why, it's never going to work. If you don't know the things that block you from saving, the things that tempt you, okay, the people in your life. A couple years ago, I had some folks in my life where I was just spending money left and right. And I was just like, I don't even want to go. I don't even want to be here. Why am I spending all this money? Why am I hanging out with these people? You know, it was constant. And I was just like, okay, finally, I just made a blanket notification. I don't want to go anywhere. I don't want to do anything because I'm on a budget. And I got goals and dreams and stuff I want to do. Okay. Don't none of y'all have no kids. And then they would give me that pushback and they'd be like, oh, well, we all have bills and things to do too. I'm like, it's totally different when I am taking care of 2 additional humans and also building some other things. So leave me alone. If you're messing with my goals, so that's what I'm saying. You have to have boundaries. Are you getting that? You got to know your why you want to save. And it's got to be so strong, because if it's not strong enough, you're going to fall off your plan. So it can't just be that, well, I know I need to budget. That's not strong enough. It has to be more than I know I need to budget. It needs to be, I'm going to budget because I want to buy my first house. I want to buy rental property. I want to make sure my child has, this much money when they get ready to go off to college, whether they want to go to college or start their own business or, go to the world of work. I want to make sure I can pay for their first apartment. What's your goal? I want to get out of debt. That's the first one, right? I want to have an emergency savings account for my family. Being able to give your money a home, thinking about, okay, this is how much I make, and these are my typical bills. I'm telling you, it's so important. If you really want to learn how to budget, you got to start there. What's my why? What are my blockers? What are my tempters? Okay. And what am I going to do about it? Like, is my why strong enough for me to actually save some money? So a couple months ago, actually, I think it may be maybe a month and a half now, there was this, video ad going around on Instagram. It was this guy, he was talking about, I can't remember his name, but an intellectual somebody. And he was talking about by the year 2026, or either it was 2032 was one of them, the net worth in the African-American community is going to be 0%. 0%. What are we doing about it? And I said to myself, not my family, okay, not me. And he didn't mean like the whole community, but pretty much, because we're consumers and we've got to stop consuming. And everybody else knows that. So they market to us. So this is why you have to know your why. So it's so crazy. I used to spend like $200 a week. And everybody knows Walmart is my little store. I love Walmart, because I can go in and get everything and come out. I can get everything in one place. And I shop at Target and other places too. I like them as well. But I would be in there spending $200, $300. I'm talking about every week. And I'm like, why am I buying all this stuff? I got this idea. I want to cook this. I want to try this from this country. I want to, bedding and extra things and this for the house. And I'm just like, didn't I buy this? What did I do with that thing I bought? Just got stuff and not even using it. Okay. Things going to waste. And so what is so crazy is, even with 2 big oversized boys, I go and I make a real big shopping trip. And then the other weeks, I'll be like $40, $50, $60, $70. I have cut my $800 going to the store budget in half. Choice. So what do you do with the other money? You pay down debt, you invest, you save. You get what I'm saying? So some of us have money, but we're doing things with our money. We are spending it before we get it. We're shopping. We're saying yes to the kids for everything that they want. Sometimes you're in different seasons and you got to know the season you're in. And I was at Mom, this is why I can say that. The trips to Walmart weren't the only things. Oh, I love shoes. Okay. At this point, my boys hate when we move. when we move, because I keep all my shoes in their boxes. And I'm talking about I got 100 boxes. And honey, they look nice too, because I keep them together. I keep them nice. And there just came a point where I was like, you can't just keep buying shoes. Like, you have enough nice shoes. Wear the shoes you got. One meets its expiration. Okay, bless it, send it off to the trash gods. Then you can replace it if need be. But wear the stuff you have, right? And people love my clothes when I'm out and I'm looking all jazzy, and they'll be like, where did you get that? And I'm sorry, this is 10 years old. Sorry. Because I take care of my stuff. So I've learned how to make sure I'm getting my clothes taken to the cleaners. If I'm washing them at home, I'm using, what's the brand? Woolite. I hang my things to dry. I'm taking care of what I have, so I don't have to keep spending money on the same things. Does that make sense to you? So not only are we trying to give our money at home, we're trying to take care of the things that we have, so that we're not having to we don't have to keep buying things over and over. So one more time, for those who are just not coming in, what's up? Hey. Budgeting is so important, because we need to give our money at home. If we're not budgeting, if we're not saving, if we're not investing, if we're not paying down debt, then we're causing ourselves problems. We're doing it to ourselves. We are literally causing ourselves problems. And I realized that, and I was like, okay, I got to stop this extra spending over here, craziness over there, going to happy hour, saying yes when people ask me just to be hanging out. If it's not in the plan, it shouldn't be done. Does that make sense? And so I would that I could go back and get all my coins, but I can't. But what we can do now, right, is we can do better. So one more time on the budgeting tip, my advice to you is figure out your why. Figure out why you want to save, right? It has to be strong. I want to save for my kids. I don't want my kids to start out the way I am. My oldest is 19. I am on him like white on rice about how he needs to be using his money, how he needs to be investing. In fact, I started him on Acorns, the Acorns app, like as soon as he was working and he turned 18, I was like, I'm using Acorns and I like it. And now I'm using Stash. I like Stash. She's still using Acorns. And that's a way to build money. You take your money and they're already investing in the stock market. He wanted to be an investment banker, so he did a whole lot of study about all of that. And so I'm like, wow. And I can look at his little bank account and I'm like, oh, okay, he's still sending transfers over to Acorns. I haven't asked him about his balance, but that's a good skill to teach your kids. That's something good to do so they don't have to go through what we went through. So I've known a lot of stuff for the last 20 years and I hadn't always acted on it. Okay, this is why I'm telling you. So I told my kid, I said, if I could go back 20 years, I would have invested in this stock, that stock, this stock. Even when I was making $26,000, when I was making $19,000, raising y'all, because we had the money. We just didn't think we had the money. Do you see why it's so important to change your mindset, to change what it is that you believe? Stash, Acorns, all of them let you do $5, $10, $20, $30, whatever you want to send, higher, right? But you can be investing for $5. So budgeting is important. It is so important because our survival, our family survival, and our peace of mind depends on how we do our money. When we are not doing the right things with our money, it's affecting us. I don't know about y'all, but I be sick as a dog. Like, oh Lord, oh my goodness, what happened? And let me just tell you, I had 2 freak accidents happen to my children. One broke an ankle and the other one broke an elbow. Sports related, lots and lots and lots of money. Ran me through the ringer, cleared out savings, all kinds of stuff. Me just handing over money, just like not even thinking to say, can I get a payment plan? And so I'm telling you this because you have to know that life happens. We don't know what we're going to come across in life. So it's important to not only budget, but it's important to save. And so if we know that we're our own worst enemy, then we have to be willing to do something about it. So I want you to really I told you earlier to have your pen and paper out. You need to really tonight sit down and make a list. Sit down and make a list. Make a list. What are my expenses, my usual typical expenses? Rent, mortgage, car insurance. List out all the credit cards. Okay, list out what those monthly payments are. And you have to pay more than your monthly payment on any credit card to see any progress. I don't care if it's $5 more, you need to be doing it, okay? And so list out what those expenses are, and then list out what you're bringing in. List out your income. If you get paid bi-weekly, make sure that's there. You need to start organizing your bills. Like, okay, which ones come for the 1st? Which ones come for the 15th? Did you know you can call your creditors and ask them to change your due date? You can. If you didn't know that, utilize that as soon as possible. Did you know you could call your creditors if you've been paying them on time, being in good standing, never had a problem, been with them for years? You can ask them to lower your interest rate, especially on your credit cards. Did you know that? You should. And so I've done that in my life. That was part of the, the strategy when I was paying off the 10 credit cards. And then at the end of that, it was, I really saw something that I wanted. I really wanted to achieve this goal. I knew that it was just me. I might get child support, I might not. And back in those days, it wasn't a lot. Still isn't a lot today. But I'm thankful for it because it helps me to feed these people, but it doesn't do much more than that, right? And that's a whole nother story. Get me on these guys who think that their tithe that they're sending us is doing a lot. We would like you to take care of your children, support your children, but if you don't, we do not mind telling the people to make sure you send us a tip, okay? Because we over here doing all this hard work, raising these human beings by ourselves, taking care of everything, showing up at every event, doing all the driving, all the cooking, all the whatever, all the nursing when they're sick, you get it, parenting. We do all the parenting by ourselves. And so if anybody's out there fussing about sending any kind of support towards their children, they need to get over themselves. But I would sit down, I would do like Ms. Lamb just said, and I would put what are my expenses, what's my income coming in, okay? Every now and again, I'm a business owner, so certain times of the year, I have certain bills that come only yearly. You need to know when those things are coming. It's time out for us to be shocked. We got to stop being shocked by stuff. And I'm telling you this as a person who's experienced all of the things that I'm telling you, who was not prepared, who's had her butt kicked by life many times, okay? And who's had to power through it. I've had to power through it, figure it out. And part of the reason why I created my first side hustle was, okay, let me get some help taking care of these bills. Let me use my current skills to bring in more money into my family. And so then you add that side hustle to the income that's helping you pay down that debt. Maybe you start a side hustle specifically to help you pay down your debt. But, there are budget trackers out there. Erin Condren has a little budget book. I love it. It's cute. Like I said, I like to do my digital ones, and I just like to have my little paper copy things. And I'm creating some ones as well because I'm a 24-hour kind of mama. Like y'all gonna love it. It's coming. And so I think in 24 hours, because I like to get stuff done. I almost said something else, and y'all know I don't say bad words, but I like to get ish done. And so, but she has a cute little budget book. I think it's like $5 or $6. I got it at Staples, and you can also get it online, and it helps you kind of track your expenses and all that stuff. And of course, it doesn't have as much as my spreadsheet has, and I'm going to tell you about in a second. So awesome, because you can put every single thing in this digital spreadsheet. And of course, because it's Excel, and then I also have it in Google Sheets format, it can just go on and on and on. And you can have this whole year done out, and then you can go into the next year and you just keep on adding the sheet. And by, you'll see that you're paying off debt, and you'll see that, because I'm paying off debt, now I have more money. And so now let me slide this over and pay this bill down. Give your money a home. Give your money a home. Give your money a home. So everybody under the sound of my voice needs to really start thinking, what's your priority? Your priority needs to be your survival and your kids' survival, period. And when that becomes so important to you, you'll start doing the things that you need to do. Not let me go hang out with my bestie, impromptu. She didn't tell me anything about it. Not let me miss this party. Not let me miss this concert. At the end of the day, I want us to have fun. I like to do fun things. I went to the Dominican Republic and to Mexico this summer. Okay, those things are within budget, paid out over time, planned for. Okay, folks can't call me and be like, okay, I need you to come here tomorrow. That's not in my budget. It's not my plan. What are we doing? Okay, I need advance notice, because we have to have a plan for our life. If we don't have a plan for our life, we're going to keep on repeating these same old cycles. And that's what it is. It's a cycle. And so if you come from a family like I come from, small town, good old country folks, okay, but a lot of people didn't graduate high school. And sure enough, the first people that went to college was me, one of my other cousins. I was the second one to graduate in the immediate realm of folks we knew in a 40-mile radius. And the only other person we knew that graduated college was like down in Houston. So at that time in 1999, I was the second grandchild, and I almost beat the other cousin. I'm like, did I graduate before her? I think she got out like a semester before me. I was about to catch her. And then another cousin right behind me. So I come from people who, aren't what we would call educated, but they sure had common sense. And my grandmother, the only thing I regret is she knew how to save money. And a lot of what I know I learned from her. But she just didn't put it in a bank and let it grow interest. And interest rates were so amazing back then. So we're missing out when we don't utilize the tools. And we have other ethnic groups who understand how to do that. And I know everybody listens to me, my Caucasian sisters, Hispanic sisters, Asian sisters, we love y'all. But we have different challenges, because in those groups, you're already taught to invest in yourself. You're taught to invest in yourself. You're taught to invest your money. Okay, you see that. And we don't get a lot of that in our community. And it's changing now, which is really good. And so that's why I get on here on Sundays, and I really keep trying to teach us and try to change our mindsets and get us to start paying attention and listening. And so I dropped a lot of little tips today. I hope y'all picked them up. I hope it was good. But yeah, start budgeting. Please start budgeting with purpose. Budget with a purpose. It's your money. You worked hard for it. You got to be able to see some of it, And like I said, I was that young woman having a great little time, eating good, hanging out, doing all that stuff. And I have regrets about, even though I was saving and investing in a 401k, I have regrets about what I did with the other. How come I didn't see? How come I didn't have the vision? We'd all be rich by now had we invested a little bit in Apple and Google and Walmart. Super rich by now. You see what I'm saying? So now that we know, though, we still need to utilize what we know. And my kids, I want them to have that, what we call, I'm a business major, Spanish major, educator, y'all know that. And so when I was in business school, we talked about compound interest and the time value of money. Compound interest compounding, just over time, hitting it daily. It's this crazy scenario where a penny, would you rather get a penny every day for the rest of your life, or would you rather have $1 million? And everybody's like, a penny? No, give me the $1 million. What is so freaking crazy is that a penny every day with compound interest, shoot, will have you sitting so pretty, so pretty, more than $1 million. So the beauty of compound interest. There are 30 days, 28 days, 31 days in a month. If a penny doubled every day for the rest of your life, goodness gracious. Somebody give me a penny every day. You see what I'm saying? Let it double. Today we got 1, tomorrow we got 2, next day we got 4. Keep going and keep going and keep going. It's crazy what's going to happen. It's crazy. Exponents. So anyway, get your mindset right. Start getting honest with yourself. Really start saying, this is why I want to change the trajectory of my life. I want to change the trajectory of my kids' life. And you know what? When you start doing it, don't tell people, because everybody's going to be like, oh, well, she's got money. She got a little lump sum. She's saving. Hands off. This is for hard times. This is for emergencies. Can't remember what it is Dave Ramsey says about an emergency fund. I mean, it just feels different. Everybody's on Instagram, they're out taking their photos, getting all cute and like, oh, the sun just hit different when you, whatever. Like, it's just a different feeling, right? Well, when you have an emergency and you actually have savings, it feels different. Like, you're annoyed, but you're like, oh, thankful at the same time. You see what I'm saying? So let's dig ourselves out of the situations we're in by being our first champion, right? You got to champion yourself. I say it all the time, like, there is no Calvary, or is it Calgary? I got to look it up because I get it mixed up. teacher over here, lots of words. So, but the Calvary isn't coming. It's Calvary because I think Calgary is just a place in Canada. Listen, no one comes to save us. We have to save ourselves. We have to save ourselves. Yes, we have allies. Yes, we have support groups. Yes, we have friends and family, but you got to do the work. It's you. You want to see change in your life. It's all on you. You got to do it. So let me tell you where you can get my amazing spreadsheet that I'm talking about. And let me see if I can flip this thing around. Is there any way? I think I have to start this broadcast out by actually screen sharing. Yeah. Sorry, guys. So that's what I'll have to do. I'll have to come back on and figure out how to show it to y'all. But it is amazing. It is absolutely amazing. The women who have bought the Single Mom Success Bundle have been in my inbox talking about how they love this spreadsheet. One mom is like, I'm getting my whole entire life with this whole bundle. And so I have a bundle that has 9 tools in it. And you can get it at kaywandalamb.com/shop. So you'll see the 2 books that I've written, and then you'll see the bundle down at the bottom. And then also there's a link to join the wait list for the Single Mom Success Academy, which is getting ready to open. That's where I'm going to be teaching y'all how to start your own business. But I'm telling you, man, it is freaking amazing. Like 9 tools that I know you need: meal planner, weekly planner, money map, mind map, life map, ebook that just really goes deeper. Y'all know I like to coach, so it really just talks about living and parenting well. Like, you know, I had a mom Friday she was just like, I'm a single mom again, I don't know how this happened. And I went into the group to kind of speak to her and encourage her. If you're not in a group, you know, you can request to join, and I do look at your pages. You know, we don't do negativity, and whatever we say in the group stays in the group, but I'm just kind of generally sharing. And I get it, you know, I felt the same way when I was pregnant with the second one. And this dude, you know, decides that, okay, well, I just want to sleep around. I just ain't what I want to do right now. So, you know, I'm going to help you take care of them, but this ain't what I want to do. And then the helping me take care of them just dwindled and dwindled to become non-existent. Because I guess he thought his little child support was enough. I don't know. But I will tell you that didn't stop me from trying to figure out, how do I get out from under these bills? How do I get my debt paid down? How do I make sure my mind is right so that I can show up and be the mom these boys deserve? The mom these boys deserve. How can I still go on with my life? And so that's why I write, and that's why I talk to you, and that's why I'm so passionate about it, because at the end of the day, baby, listen, sometimes it sucks, but you got to keep moving, because if you keep moving and you work on your mess, your stuff, the bad parts, right, where we're upset and we're disappointed, eventually you wake up one day and you're no longer mad. You're good. You're in that space that you love, where the sun hits different, right, and life is good. And I'm telling you that when you start making steps toward it, it will come. So let's get this money right. Let's not only make more money, let's do the right things with our money. Like Jay-Z said, if he had the sense he has today, he would have bought up property in Brooklyn instead of buying up the stores and the outfits and the clothes and the looking good and the cars and all this stuff. Like, everybody's having this epiphany about, oh, well, this is why we're behind. Well, we already know why we're behind 400 years of slavery, but, you know, and just a good 60 years of progress, right? But we can get further faster by doing the right things with what we do bring in. And that's what we got to do. We owe it to ourselves and to our posterity. Because listen, I want my great grandchildren on the Forbes list. You understand? And so we're in America. We're in this big old wide world. And yes, there is drama and oppression and craziness. But as long as we can, let's do the right thing. That's what I've learned in this 20 years. Let's do the right thing with what we get, period. So any questions? Listen, y'all see I didn't make any notes. That was just off the top of my head, out of life experience, because that, you know, that's pretty much the way we do it. I got so much in me after 20 years almost of parenting by myself. And so, but that's how I've done it. I sit down and I look. And every now and again, I got to check myself. Like I said, I had to check those friends. I had to check my activity. I had to be like, why am I doing this? It's because I want these people to like me. Why do I care if these people like me or not? I got friends, and it's okay if I'm short some friends, if this is what makes us friends. Okay, me being out of balance, and of course, with what I said was my goal and my dream. So real friends help support that. right? So if you like to do those kinds of things, whatever you like to do, give it a home in your budget and you're not stressed out about it. And so I also like the envelope method. I don't do it anymore because, just lots more balls, thrown up in the air. But I really used to be on my cash envelope method, honey. I'd be in the store like, all right, so I put $300 in here for the month for groceries. Bam, bam, bam. All right, that was 65. Okay, change and everything goes right back in here. Seal it up. Okay. Everything was denoted. This is groceries. This is gas. And so that really helps. I'm telling you, you're going to be so proud of yourself when you get on budget. So one more time, and I'll type it over here for those who catch the replay, but it is called my Single Mom Success Bundle, because I was like, I got to have something for these moms besides my 2 books because they need a little bit more, right? The books are amazing. The books will help you deep dive. They help you so much with your healing. They talk about, there's a chapter in there that talks about money. There's a chapter in there that talks about dating. There's a chapter in there that talks about focusing on you, reconnecting with your kids, getting organized, healing. That's the first chapter. Finding your tribe, figuring out why you're here. What's your purpose? Like, I'm a single mom and I've been parenting these kids, and what about me, right? And so I sat down and I wrote this amazing book that's still changing lives all over the world: Japan, Australia, France, UK. I love seeing on Amazon or everywhere the book's been bought. And then moms come back and tell me, and I just love it so much. But I was like, they need more. After they get that initial, like, oh my God, I can do this. Okay, I know how to do it. Kaywanda just showed me. I worked through my stuff in the book, so now I'm ready. All right, so, okay, meal planning. Okay, oops, that's not in there. Okay, so I created a meal planner. I'm always talking about getting organized and living an organized life. So I created a little planner in there so they can kind of organize themselves, and just so many really, really good tools in there. And especially, I'm just telling y'all, listen, I call it the mama cash flow statement. Listen, I just can't tell you enough how it has revolutionized my life. And you need to grab that bundle, because you will never be like, I'm out of money, and I don't know why, because you have given your money a home. Okay, I'm gonna stop talking. So let me see if we got any questions. Hey, Michelle, how you doing? What's up? What's up? What's up? So I've been going on and on and on Instagram. What's up, y'all? Talking about budgeting. So I'm gonna recap it real quick, and then I'm gonna let y'all go for the evening. So I said the importance of budgeting is, if you do not fix the money issues, the money leaks, figure out why you're always spending over here, why you're short over there, because all of us can look at our paychecks and be like, well, I'm making money. What's happening? I'm even taking home good money. What happened? I'm supposed to have a whole $1,000 left after I've paid everything, fed everybody. Where's the money going? Well, it's going to, I felt bad today, so I bought a purse. I don't have the ability to say no to people. So I said yes to this thing, and it ended up costing me $65. I didn't want to be there. Okay. And then I went to this other thing on Saturday, and I went to this other thing on Sunday. And before you know it, what was supposed to be your emergency fund, what was supposed to be your down payment on your trip to whatever, what was supposed to be your kids' savings accounts, the deposit for your kids' savings account, whatever it was, has now gone. You can't get it back, and you have nothing to show for it. So this is why you have got to correct your mindset around saving. We've all got to do it. And I will tell you, I have my theories about why. Like I said earlier, if you were on, I grew up in a poorer family. We were poor, and I didn't know it. And of course, I've shared this story with people over the years, and they're like, you weren't poor. You were like lower middle class. I'm like, we were poor, because the only person who worked in my house was my grandmother, and she was making $3.80 an hour, no 60 cents when she retired. So then she was getting like her retirement check. My mom was getting a welfare check. Okay, yes, she was. A single mom with 5 kids. I never wanted to be my mom. I love my mom. I had different dreams, different hopes. I was a virgin till I was 21, wasn't even trying to lose my virginity. Like, my whole trajectory was I was going to be a hospital administrator. I wasn't going to get married till I was 30, have kids then. I was going to see the world. See what I'm saying? And so life happens. This is why I wrote about healing, because we all had our dreams. We all had our ideas, and this wasn't supposed to happen to us. All of that is affecting while we spend our money. You know what I'm saying? So here I am making money. I'm just living, enjoying, got nice things, looking great, stuff I didn't have when I was little. Okay? We were clean. Everything was amazing. Food was delicious. Hallelujah for being born to people that know how to cook. Thank you, Lord. But yeah, there were no trips to the mall for me. One of my aunts loved me so much. She didn't have any daughters. She was the reason why I had name brand this and new things for school, because my mama didn't have it. She didn't have it, and that's okay. That's okay. I wasn't mad about it. I was like, oh, well, this is life, and this is the only life I know, and I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. See what I'm saying? But when I got older and I made my own money, now I could spend it the way I want. And yes, I was saving some, but I wasn't investing it at high interest rates and savings and loans, buying stock. Okay? This is what I'm trying to tell you. Where we've come from affects what we believe we deserve, how we spend, until we start breaking down those mindset blocks. This is what I do in coaching because it is so important. Make sense? And so because I had to cycle myself through it, I recognize that that's a whole nother level that all of us have to go through. Now, if somebody has left you to raise some children by yourself, that's a whole nother mindset shift you got to make it through. You get what I'm saying? All of that affects how we spend our money. So now, well, we want our kids to have the best. So we're just overspending over here, giving them everything. That was me. You know, I'm buying out the birthday party place at the celebration station for $300. And then people got the nerve to cancel the day of. But I spent $300 on this party because you said you were coming. I could have paid less money and you just not gonna come. You just not gonna come. Thought we was cool, right? And my money's going down the drain. You see what I'm saying? So you got to start checking yourself. What am I buying to my kids that really don't need? What am I giving my kids that they really don't need? Is it because I really want them to have it, they really need it, or I'm trying to make up for what I think they don't have? Because guess what? Our kids aren't thinking like that. They're just like, oh, well, thank you for the nice stuff. And if I can keep on getting it, well, cool. Because they have no idea about your budget that you are in control of. And you got to be thinking, so you're not stressing yourself out. How can I make sure that I'm putting my money in the right places so that I can secure me and my kids? Something happens, we still good. I'm talking from experience. I'm just talking from the heart. Okay, so mindset around your money. Make room in your budget for all the things that you need. Okay, if you've been spending $500 on partying, I need you to cut that down to $250 or less. Okay, because a lot of times the money we have, we've just been putting it in other places. Wow, I can't afford to do this, Kaywanda. I really want to come to your event, Kaywanda, but I don't have $40. Call me and we can look at your budget. Call me, we can look at your budget. We're gonna find it. Because sometimes it's in the $5 coffee that was it's just $5. It's in the $6 breakfast. Okay. It's in the $7 lunch. Listen, I'm an educator, so y'all know cafeteria food, God rest them. Because, the cooks I had when I was coming up were amazing. And the things they make people do now, they don't care about if it tastes good to you or not, just it needs to be healthy. So I pack my lunch, right? I take my lunch. And that's good because I love home cooked food. I love delicious, healthy, good stuff. Sometimes I eat fried things as well, which I still think is good. And so I take what I want. I meal prep what I want. I don't sit up and cook like 3 and 4 days ahead. God bless everybody who can do that. I don't do that. I don't like the way things taste after 2 days. So I don't like my leftovers to go past that unless it's gumbo or dressing. And those settle and get better over time. But I meal prep and you save money, and I like fresh vegetables and fresh fruit, and I drink water all day. That's another reason people are like, how are you so? The choices we make about what we put into us, right? And so you save money there. Okay, you like to eat the oatmeal that McDonald's has. You can't buy little packets, make your oatmeal, spend 15 minutes in the morning getting your little lunch or coffee ready. Now you just saved what? Let's do the math. Maybe $11 a day. What's that? $55 this week. Okay, 110, 220. You save $220 a month taking your own coffee and your own breakfast. Just coffee and breakfast. Just coffee and breakfast. What can you do with that $210? You can put it over here on this $1,000 credit card every month. in addition to the monthly payment you've been paying them. You getting how the debt snowball how it works? Okay, so now that $1,000 credit card goes away in 5 months, less than 5 months, really, 5 months. And now you have what you were paying them, that's free. So now you go and you put that, let's say it's $250 now, on the next credit card. Maybe it's a $3,000 one. Okay, so $250 every month, plus what you were paying in the minimum payment. Say the minimum payment on it was $65. Okay, so you got your $250 and $65. What's that, $315? Okay, $315 every month. Let's do the math on that. 3,000. Okay, so for every 1,000, that's about 300, right? 333. So 9 months. So in a year, you could, in essence, have paid off $4,000 with the money you were already paying to those creditors, and by sacrificing just a little bit. And it's not really sacrificing, because you can buy Starbucks coffee that you make at home. But listen, my little Folgers with some cream, honey, I buy real cream, honey. Listen, let me tell you something, and go about your business. And go about your business and be done. So, and so I didn't take away your lunch. I didn't take away your dinner. I just took away your breakfast. So what have you now said? So I'm going to take my breakfast and I'm going to take my lunch. And now I've saved. How much have you saved? Say you spend a modest $10 on lunch every day. Well, maybe your lunch is 15. Say you spend 15. What's that? $75? $75. 150, 150, 300. So what did I have you spending? I had you spending $300 on lunch, and I had you spending, how much was breakfast? What did we say? $210, something like that. $500 on breakfast and lunch. This isn't all of you. This isn't all of you, but there are plenty of people doing this. And I was doing this. Maybe it wasn't every day, but I was doing this. When I worked in corporate America, I was doing this. Spending that kind of money. Spending that kind of money. Making that kind of money. That was crazy. It was ridiculous, but it was convenient. And so this is what I'm saying. What's the sacrifice you're willing to make so that you and your family can get somewhere further, faster? I just found $500 a month. And I know you're like, oh my God, Kaywanda, that's not me. Listen, this ain't that conversation. It was just an example for you to start looking to see, well, where can I cut? And I'm not talking about cutting things back so you don't have any joy. You just make it yourself, or you find easier ways that are more cost effective, or you cut something else. When me and my boys first moved to Texas 13 years ago, I was like, listen, I'm starting a new job, a new career, new industry. I'm not paying for cable because I'm not going to even be watching TV. And it was the truth. And they were little. And I really also wanted to kind of shield them from a lot of stuff that was out there. I used to censor their choices so bad. They're all into Lil Wayne and everything imaginable now. Somebody else turned them on to it, right? But I used to censor what they heard and what they listened to. And so they were on, I had the Disney movies and, the Christian radio going on in the car. I was really just trying to, just encompass them, and for 3 years, that money was not going to cable. That's like $200-$300 right there. So I was putting that money toward my debt pay down. Sometimes we got to make those kind of sacrifices. Even now I'm paying a pretty penny for cable. And I'm just like, I called them a couple weeks ago and I was like, I'm paying y'all entirely too much money. How did this go up this much in a year? And they're like, well, your plan ended that you had the special. I was like, listen, I can go to a competitor. I can turn y'all off. Just give me internet. And having just internet was going to be just as much, almost. That's how they do it, right? As well, I might as well just have cable. I might as well pay $60 more. That's how they get you. So I wasn't having it though. And I was like, listen, I'm not having it. And so the guy was like, well, we're going to take $50 off your bill right now. And we're going to take $50 off for the next 12 months. Thank you, sir. Because I've been with y'all for 20 years. Thank you. So I'm trying to tell you to negotiate. And I talked to my boys. I said, listen, if I said, what do y'all watch on here anyway? And one was like, I just watch Disney and Nickelodeon. I was like, I'm paying for all these other channels. Okay. And they're like, we just really watch Netflix. Bet. Play with me. Watch me figure out how to just have internet and Netflix. Watch me. Now, I love my HBO. I love Insecure. I love, what's my other show? Ballers. And what else am I watching on HBO every now and again that I've been waiting on? I can't remember. Big Little Lies, something like that. Those are my little shows. But listen, I can catch y'all on Hulu. I can catch y'all later on Netflix. Listen, this is life. This is life. You got to make these decisions in the moment, in the present, that prepare you for your future. So I'm 42. I don't want to be doing too much work at 60, right? So I got 18 more years to secure this bag. We clear? We clear? Okay. So we got to start thinking about that. You got to look at where you are. You 35, or you 32, you 26, or you 48. Listen, how many more years you want to grind? So we have to start doing things that are better for us and not better for other people. And so this is why your mindset around why you spend is so important. Now, some people take it to the extreme. I have a friend and I'm just like, you have like an 800 credit score. You have money in the bank. You have all these credit cards with all this amazing credit limit. And she was having some kind of issue or something. And I was like, you have a great credit score. You have great credit cards. Use one of those credit cards. And she's just, I don't want to use my credit cards. I don't want to have to owe anybody. And I'm like, I know when this girl has money put up, but she's so frugal to the point where it's exhausting. And it's because the way she grew up, which is right across the street from me, they had a bigger family and it was only her mom, right? And she didn't have all the help. My grandmother had all these children that would help her out. And she also, did the right things with what she was bringing in. And it was just different. So there was a lot of scarcity over there. She still has this very deep rooted scarcity mindset, even now as a grown woman. And I love her to death. I'm not going to say her name. I hope she's not watching. But, I would just be like, I have real problems. I have two children. You have no children. It's just you. You're going to always be able to eat. You're going to always be able to survive. You're going to always be able to do what you need to do. But I got to take care of me and two other human beings. Can you please stop? I have another friend that's like that now. She cracks me up. I'm like, you have a 401k with $100,000 in it. Tap into the freaking 401k. Stop complaining about that money is there for your retirement if you need it now. Tap into it and be happy. So she fought and fought and fought, went through craziness she didn't have to go through. And finally she was like, I tapped into my 401k. And then she was like, I feel better, but I feel so bad. I'm like, you know how many people don't have like $75,000 saved? Do you know how many people don't? The first world problems, guys. So the point I'm saying is mindset. Both of those women had a very challenging childhood that causes them to behave the way that they behave today, to the point where they're scared to death, right? Of spending money, even if it's to help them. And so you got to start checking into what's your why, what's your reason, what's causing you to splurge all the time and never save, what's causing you to save all the time and never do good things for you, right? So that's why I said earlier, it's your money and you've got to figure out how to give it a home so that it works for you. So that's what I had today. So I was going to stop talking, but y'all know I'm full of stories. I always got a story to tell. I always can relate a story to what I'm teaching. And today I hope I've taught you a lot about the way you think about your money and why it is so important that you give it a home so that you can have more peace, right? And you can have more opportunities, right? You can say yes to the things that you want to say yes to because you've been putting away for that. So within the Mama cash flow statement that I have, it's in my Single Mom Success Bundle, I put a place for fun money, right? And you can name it whatever you want to name it. You can name all those categories whatever you want. I have a place for tithing because it's important to me. I live by the 80-10-10 rule, right? 80% for all those living expenses and everything else that goes under that, 10% for savings, 10% for tithing. There was a time in my life when I was making a little bit of money, but I was tithing on whatever came in, and God was just blessing me over and over. And then there was a season when money got tight and I stopped tithing. I went down to 5%, and sometimes I didn't tithe at all. And I was like, God, you understand. But I was still hanging out with friends, still over here, still going to movies, still doing, and I wasn't getting all those blessings. And it's about what you believe. But I understand that there's truth to sowing and reaping. There's truth to tithing. There's truth to giving. And it only works for you if that's what you believe. Well, let me take that back, because there are a lot of people who are billionaires and they even follow that system. They give, they call it being a humanitarian or a philanthropist, right? And you see that they constantly get blessed. Okay, so they're using what we call kingdom principles, right? Even though they may not be Christians. And so the point is, that's something that works in my life that makes me feel good. I could care less about what people are doing with it, because I believe they're doing the right thing with it. If they're not, I know God will take care of it. But I know that hopefully my goal was that it's helping to further the church. It's helping to take care of what needs to be taken care of. It's helping to take care of the people that work there, to do all of that work that you and I can't possibly imagine having to do, right? That we don't even think of, but somebody's there taking care of it, right? So anyway, the 80-10-10 rule, people call it now. I saw somebody else, they're calling it like, what is it, 50-30-20 now. And I'm like, okay. I think they separated out housing and other expenses, and they put all savings and tithing in together. But for me, 80-10-10, which I got from David Bach. He wrote a book called The Automatic Millionaire. I super love him. He has a podcast called The Latte Factor. Start listening to things that teach you how to budget and how to save. And his stuff is really, really, really good. I just bought his book. I think it's Smart Women Finish Rich. I might be making it up. It's something. I think I made that up, but I haven't read it yet. But he's just such a great resource. I found out about him 20 years ago. Let me see, this is 2019. Yeah, I started working for Chase in 1999. It was probably around 2001, 2002 that I came across his book, and changed my life forever. The Automatic Millionaire. So make your savings automatic. Pay your bills automatically, and life will happen. It'll get better. And again, like I said earlier, don't tell people when you start acquiring a little coin and your savings account goes up. Don't tell your best friend. Don't tell your cousin. Don't tell your mama who you know loves you and wants to support you. Because I'm telling you, people are gonna be like, when they get in a bind, they're gonna be like, let me call such and such. But that's not what your money is for. And I'm not saying don't help people, because I have helped people, and I do that, but sometimes folks will continue to call and then they never pay you back. So the point I'm saying is, this is like top secret for you and your babies. You just start making your plan. You just start getting on your budget and watch your life change, because that's what you deserve. You deserve to have more money than bills. You do. You do. You do. You deserve to not be worried about if the person stops working and the child support check doesn't come, because I've been there. And then it doesn't come for 5 years. Didn't expect that, right? And so it was like 3 years or something. I don't know if it was quite 5, but it was a long time. And so what do? You keep pushing. We do what we have to do, right? And so all of that taught me how to use what comes into my household properly. Right. And so, like I said, life has happened many times to me. I'm talking about chew me up, spit me out, and I had to just build again. And that's okay. So, but what felt good in those moments when those boys had those accidents was to be able to say, I have a savings account to deplete. I have a 401k I can tap into. And so I'm going to stop talking, because I think that my phone's going to die. And I pray that this has blessed you. And I also need to take a sip. But I talked about a lot of things today. I didn't see any questions come up. And hey guys, talking about budgeting to single mamas. If it's called The Winning Single Mom, I'm obviously talking to single mamas. And so, those spam people come on. I don't know why they do that. But listen, take some time tonight. Take some time this week. Decide when it's going to be for you. Don't be afraid of your budget. Don't be afraid of your finances. The quicker you look at them, the quicker you can get it resolved. There are lots of people that do financial planning. There are lots of folks you can go to and talk to. I offer coaching. I do coaching on parenting, love, and money, honey. And so you can go to my website, kaywandalamb.com. And right there on the first page, it's like schedule a call. You can schedule discovery calls. We can talk about which one of my programs or services will help you get your whole life. And if you are not on my email list, you need to get on it, because tomorrow and all through Friday, I'm dropping a sale. A sale, and I never do sales. So I'm dropping a sale. Specifically, every day is going to be something different. So the first day is courses. And this particular course I was talking about, the Mama Money Mindset, is regular $247. It's a 4-week masterclass with workbooks and like over an hour teaching, Q&A, all of that is included, times 4, with the workbooks to work through and really help you map through these issues and to help you come out winning. And when I tell y'all that the last recording on that is fire. The women were loving it. And so, and it includes, and it's fire because I walked them through that spreadsheet. And so I'll be sharing that tomorrow. All right. Instagram just left us, guys. The phone died, and that's okay. And my voice is going. So I hope that this has been super helpful over here on Facebook. Thank y'all for tuning in so much. And you know what? We single mamas, like, listen, I love y'all, but we got to get our consistency going. That's why I keep showing up at 7 o'clock on Sundays, so that y'all can know I always come up over here at 7 o'clock on Sundays. But part of parenting and dealing is going to take focus. And especially when you want to get your money right, it's going to take focus. It's going to take dedication and determination. And that's why it's so important to have somebody to hold your hand through it. And that's why I do what I do. So trust me, all the ladies that coach with me, they're like, but I don't want to, Kaywanda. And I'm like, you're going to do it. And you're going to report into me that you did it. And I want to see the results. And so sometimes we just need somebody to hold our hand. Sometimes we need somebody to push us forward because we know we need it. We know the things we need to do. I probably didn't say anything you didn't already know today, but you're not doing it. You need to do it, right? So this is me telling you, if you want to stop the worry, the regret, the fretting, the not having, the ending the year in the same spot, you got to stop this. Listen. KaywandaLamb.com. Get on the email list today. You'll get my 9 ways to save money as a single mom. And then when I send out tomorrow and all throughout the week, the different specials, so you can get these resources that's going to change your life, or keep doing it the way you're doing it, right? And keep hoping and wishing and going over here and grabbing this and going over there and grabbing this, or let's finally get it together. Okay, totally up to you, because this is your life and you got to live it the way you see fit. Make sense? So I'm wishing you the best, but I had to give you that little tongue lashing at the end, because this is real talk. Like, you got to get tired. And until you're tired, nothing gets better. When you get tired, you start moving. When I got tired, that's when I changed my life. When I got tired of this dude lying, sleeping around, cheating, trying to make it work, but still seeing the same results. This just isn't right. And this ain't gonna never be right. So no amount of benefit of the doubt and prayer, okay, is working. It's time for me to do for me, right? Same thing with these budgets. Like, it's practical. It's practical. There's also some spiritual stuff going on right there. And so that's why you got to dive deep and fix it. And if you know you need to work through the issues around money, then the Mama Money Mindset course is for you. If you have worked through your issues and you just need some tips and tools, the Single Mom Success Bundle is for you. So I'm going to see y'all at KaywandaLamb.com/shop. I pray that tonight has been so beneficial and helpful. Make your list, go through it, start seeing the big picture so you know how to fix it. And if you need help, holler at me. I'll talk to you soon. Bye, y'all. Thanks for tuning in to Mom Chat. Hey, Amy.